they have actually is a tax to drive up the cost of home heating, gas, groceries, and everything else. They want to triple that tax. Now we're going into the winter, where families are facing a doubling of their home heating bills right across this country. 40% of Atlantic Canadians already live in energy poverty. They cannot afford to pay any more. Instead of spending more inflationary money to try and solve the problem that they caused, why don't they just get rid of the problem itself and get rid of the tax?
The Honourable Minister of Natural Resources.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Since 2015, this government has made enormous progress with respect to fighting climate change. We have one of the most detailed plans that exists in the world, but we were starting from a place where there was 10 years of Harper Conservatives that did nothing to fight climate change and to ensure a prosperous future for our children. We are working very hard to ensure that life is affordable for Canadians.
I'm just going to interrupt. I mean, we're going into what's pre-holiday season and known locally as the silly season. So I'm going to ask everybody to just take a deep breath and not shout out. I don't want to have to come down hard at Christmas and offer people coals. So please, no shouting or yelling. Et nous avons pas la traduction. Okay.
We don't have translation.
I'd appreciate it if you didn't heckle the speaker. Otherwise, I might have to name you and throw you out. No, we don't want that to happen. Est-ce que nous avons? Do we have translation? Very good. We'll let the Minister of Natural Resources from the top so we can all hear what was said.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Canada has one of the most detailed climate plans in the world. We are on track to ensure that we are meeting the ambitious targets that we have set. But, Mr. Speaker, we started from a base where the previous Conservative government, the Harper Conservatives, did nothing to fight climate change for 10 years. We are very much committed, and we will achieve those targets. We will do so in a manner that is affordable for Canadians. 8 out of 10 Canadian families get more money back when they pay a price on pollution. It should not be free to pollute in this country, and we are certainly making investments like the announcement we made this morning of $250 million for heat pumps to ensure that we are actually moving forward in a manner that is affordable and fights climate change.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
By using technology and not taxes, the previous Conservative government actually presided over the only government that actually reduced greenhouse gases in Canadian history. While the economy grew. And now we have a government that has missed every single greenhouse gas reduction target that it has set, even as its carbon tax has gone up. And now they want to hit people with a tax just as home heating bills are expected to double. And their consolation prize is that sometime down the road, you might be able to get a heat pump when the winter is over, if you're lucky. Mr. Speaker, why don't they just get rid of the real problem, which is the tax?
The Honourable Minister.
I find the phrase that the honourable member uses, technology, not taxes, quite ironic for somebody who has actually spent his entire political career being paid by the taxpayer. I would note that as somebody who actually spent 20 years in the clean technology sector, that technology in and of itself is not a climate plan. It is part of a climate plan. It requires regulation. It requires putting a price on pollution. It requires investment in ensuring that life is affordable. Fighting climate change can generate prosperity, but only if you actually understand what you are doing.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Which he clearly doesn't by virtue of the results. The results are higher emissions. They've missed their targets every single year. And now, with Atlantic Canadians, 40% of them living in energy poverty, rural Canadians facing a doubling of their home heating bills. Some families will be paying $5,000 and up just to keep the heat on. They want to go ahead and triple the tax. Why won't they get rid of the tax so that Canadians can keep the heat on and pay their bills?
The Honourable Minister for Veterans Affairs.
Mr. Speaker, we had a prime example in Prince Edward Island. What will happen if we don't continue to address climate change? We have massive destruction, winds over 200 kilometers an hour, destroyed our wharves, destroyed over half our softwood forests. We have to continue to make sure that we address the climate change. That's what our government has been doing and will continue to do, Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
And yet their taxes have failed to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. This is not an environmental plan, it is a tax plan. And now, having driven up the cost of home heating, they say that if you wait until the end of winter, you might be able to get a rebate for a heat pump if you are among the tiny minority of people in this country who will qualify for this program. So the tax the government imposed caused the problems, and now they say they have a government program to solve the problem. Why not just get rid of the problem and get rid of the tax?
The Honourable Minister for Official Languages.
Mr. Speaker, I really have to say I'm really quite stunned by the comments made by the other side of the floor here. When we look what happened this year in Atlantic Canada with Hurricane Fiona, I had the task of going to visit many provinces. I was actually in Prince Edward Island. One of the schools, the roof was actually blown off of the school completely. When I speak to Atlantic Canadians, they want our government to make sure that we take action on climate, and that's exactly what we're doing. On this side of the House, Mr. Speaker, we have a plan. On that side of the House, they really don't know what they're talking about.